A and B qualifying heat number 1. Lineup is as follows. On the front row, it's Mike van Vught and Chris Hanen from the Netherlands, ahead of Jeff Machiels and Max Stemmerdink. Kai Gielitz will line up alongside on row 3 with Tom Heinertz from the Netherlands. Then it's Lars Zenen and Will Jenkins with birthday boy Matt Higgins on 9th position. Alongside him will be Denmark's Oscar Christensen from RS Competition. Drek Jansen and Bart de Wit complete the top 6 rows, ahead of Gianni Andrisani, Patrick Knowles Lokmelis, Rasmus Andersen, Mylan Coppens, who can show he can surge through the field and even go for the top 3 at one point or another. Then we got Morris Schuring and Alexander Abskava from Georgia, rounding out the top 9 rows, with Jano Zopfi and Bruno Mulders completing the top 20. We have 26 competitors in this one, with the Morris Bechtel, Daniel Surankov, Artem Mikhailov, Valentin Klus, Flint Schuring and Daniel Hunt being the rest of the 26 drivers, as the sunshine is shining down with reckless abandon. This is what we like on a Sunday morning. So 7 minutes are set on the timer, plus 1 additional lap. That will give us about 8 minutes of racing action, depending on what happens. The red lights have been ignited on the starting gantry, and we are ready to race here on day 2 of round 1 of the 2019 BNL Karting Series season here at the home of champions karting Genk. It's always a pleasure to come back here. Great atmosphere, great hospitality, and good people that make the paddock ever so enticing to return to every single time. So it's going to be the fact that Van Vught and Hanen will control the pace. Top 10 is Van Vught from Hanen on the front row, Machiels and Stemmerdink row 2, Gielitz and Heinertz row 3, Zenen and Jenkins row 4, Higgins and Christensen complete the top 10. We're about to get the racing action underway here at Karting Genk in Limburg for day 2 of the first round of the 2019 BNL Karting Series season. The 26 drivers now lined up into formation. Ladies and gentlemen, are you ready for racing? Because we here at the BNL Karting Series definitely are, and 26 Junior Max drivers are primed to go into battle. They now are told to split into the tram lines. The race director will watch out for a clean start. Do we go lights out first time? Yes, we do. Van Vught gets the whole shot. Hanen drops weight around the outside, but manages to claw all the way back towards turn number 2. Drivers getting cleanly through. They can use the runoff going into turn 3 for the first lap, but after that, that is track limits. That's definitely a case of exceeding track limits, and they will be penalised if they infract that too often, normally with a 3-second time penalty. But at the front of the field, Van Vught looks to lead, as we have had a skirmish, and there has been a couple of comings together with 2 carts full on at the back part of the field, and it's 2 abreast at some points going through into the right-hand sweeper at turn 8. So at the minute, it's Van Vught. Jeff Machiels looks like he's dropped down into 5th position by my reckoning as the leaders come through turn number 11. Van Vught leads from Chris Hanen. Then it's the 274 of Kai Gielitz. And then also the 209 of Max Stemmerdink. That's great pace from Kai Gielitz from Belgium. So he's 3rd. Now at the moment, it's Van Vught, Jeff Machiels, Kai Gielitz, Max Stemmerdink. Chris Hanen, Gielitz, Stemmerdink, Machiels, Higgins up into 6th, Jenkins into 7th, Tom Reinertz drops down into 8th position ahead of Lars Zenen and Drek Jansen. Gianni Andrisani just outside of the top 10 as it's too wide. Oh, there's a clash right at the back part of the field, and that was round about sort of 20th position. So could it have been both Surankov and Schuring have had a coming together? Both came off very, very lightly. A lot of tyre smoke coming off of one of the tyres on one of the drivers. So that's very fortunate indeed that no one got spat out of it. But at the moment, the top, I'm going to say this very, very lightly indeed, because the top 10 separated by 3 seconds, as we've had one go very wide coming out of turn number 11. Who was that? That was the 211. The 211, I think that was Valentin Klus from Germany. Or could that have been Andrisani? I'll just find out very shortly as the timing screens refresh. No, that was Mylan Coppens might have had that. So that's the 204 of Coppens, and Anderson have dropped down to 16th and 17th. Meanwhile, at the front of the field, it is still Van Vugt from Chris Haanen, from Kai Rielertz, who's been in the Junior Max ranks for a couple of years. This is his, I think, third season now. He's swapped to a CRG chassis with the new team, and this has really lit the fire in the youngster's belly from Belgium. So he's showing now that he can compete in this initial phase. We've got 4 minutes and 29 plus an additional lap to go. Other positional changes include Melis up to 12th, Molders up to 13th, Kluss back up into 14th position. Gianni Andresani now hits the top 10 this time around. Oh, no. Oh, that was very close. That was very close indeed for Lars Zanen, who went very wide coming out of turn 11, bumped over the curbs and hit the cone out of the way. So good recovery there from Lars Zanen. That must have been a heart-in-the-mouth moment, as he's now dropped down into 11th position as a result of that off-track excursion. So at the front, it is starting to become a Van Vugt train. But Haanen was getting the toe there. This is going to allow, if they start battling in the front, and Kai Rielertz is very close indeed. Look how close the top three are coming into turn 9. This is going to get very exciting indeed. Behind them, you've got Jeff Machiels in the 2:57. Then the 2:09 of Max Stemmerdink is in the mix as well. Then behind them, Higgins and Heinertz and Jenkins. And now Haanen's going for the move. And, oh, that's cheeky. That's very cheeky. Well done, Kai Rielertz. He's jumped both Mike Van Vugt and Chris Haanen at the same time. Van Vugt down to 3rd. Machiels has just been pushed wide. I think that's by Max Stemmerdink. Couldn't really see if there was any contact there, but that was very clean from Kai Rielertz, who's actually just lost out again on the lead. And that is for Chris Haanen. So Van Vugt dropped down to 3rd. Machiels and Stemmerdink, I'm not too sure if that's going to be any sort of issue there, but... So if I could ask for 269 and 299 to the stewards immediately, please. That's 269 and 299 drivers to the stewards immediately, please. So that's very, very much an indication of what the G-Max contingent is going to bring. But Kai Rielertz now ahead of Mike Van Vugt, who's currently in 3rd position. Still even Stevens, 2 minutes and 19 on the clock plus an additional lap. What a great way to start the day with some fantastic Junior Max action in terms of racing. As, that was very, very close there, but nice. No! 3 carts together on turn 2! 3 carts together on turn 2. All driver, well, one sitting in the cart, the other 2 were trying to get the carts apart. Now, was Matt Higgins involved in that? And that cart is very slow going in towards turn number 2. A 3-cart clash there. Yellow flags going into turn 2. The driver's now started to recirculate. And I think that is Matt Higgins. He'll have dropped way back down the order. So there was a clash between, I think, him and he was trying to go past Max Stemmerdink. Jeff Machiels. And it just went wrong very suddenly because you had Stemmerdink might have been clattered into, may have involved Stemmerdink and Reinertz. No, it hasn't involved Reinertz because he's behind Kai Rielertz, who's in 3rd now behind the new leader, Mike Van Vugt. So that happened whilst I was seeing what was happening at turn number 2. So that will definitely be investigated by race control post-race. So at the moment it's Van Vugt from Chris Haanen. Kai Rielertz sitting in 3rd. Behind him is Tom Heinertz. Jeff Machiels a little bit further back is now in 6th. So he has now lost out to, I think, Dirk Jansen. So, yes, that is the case. Jeff Machiels down into 6th position. 40 on the clock to go. So Matthew Higgins, and it might have, well, I'm just wondering if someone might have been, unfortunately, blindsided as there's more positional changes. Machiels, I think, hasn't lost out, but somebody else has, as the 2:44 of Milan Coppens has just got past Lars Zanen going into turn number 10. So nice work by the 2:44. And Zanen's lost out again on another place, and that is to Oscar Christiansen from RS Competition. Still at the front of the field is still Van Vugt from Chris Haanen. Time is now about to expire, so this will become the penultimate lap of the race. And this could be an interesting battle between Kai Rielertz and Tom Heinertz for third position as the pair come through turn number 7 for the penultimate time. Jeff Machiel's now back up into 5th place, it looks like, ahead of Dirk Jansen. So Van Vught comes through turn 10 for the penultimate time. Nice work by Kai Gielitz to keep himself in the top 3. This is really going to help his credentials for the top 36 final a little bit later on today. Jeff Machiel's ahead of the 2:31 of Dirk Jansen. And then you've got the 2:30 behind them of Will Jenkins. So final lap it is. Mike Van Vught looking to continue his run of form from last night's top 36 final. I had a quick chat with him this morning. He said, I'm looking forward to today. As he says, it's a new one. That's always a good positive mental attitude to have from any race driver perspective, that if you don't have a good day in the office, you can always look forward to the next one. So they come through turn 8, the right-hand sweeper for the final time. Into turn 9. It's going to be pretty convincing here, I think, as Van Vught takes a brief look over his right shoulder to see where Chris Haanen is, and Chris Haanen is not close enough. Meanwhile, Kai Gielitz better watch what Tom Heinertz does now, but the checkered flag will be prepared. It will wave from the Netherlands. Mike Van Vught yet again ahead of Chris Haanen. Nice work by Kai Gielitz to take a top 3 finish ahead of Tom Heinertz. Machiels takes 5th in the end. But Matthew Higgins not having the best of luck in that race, ending up way down the order. So again, drivers number 269, that will be in OK Senior. So just bear with me. 269, that's Evo Mallet, and 299, which is Christian 299, that could be Mads Ries as well. So that could be okay for both Mads Ries and also Evo Mallet for OK Senior, I believe. If not, that will be Christian Decline for Rotax Junior. But Mike Van Vught wins by 0.2 of a second. Kai Gielitz takes a well-deserved 3rd place ahead of Tom Heinertz, Jeff Machiels, Dirk Jansen, Will Jenkins, Mylan Coppens, Oscar Christensen and Valentin Klus rounding out the top 10. Lars Zanen, Patrick Knowles-Lock-Mellis, Rasmus Andersen,